Hello everyone, welcome to Mind Game with Ritvika. After a long time, I am back on my channel to discuss the much awaited second season of the Women's Premier League. It's starting on the 23rd of February with the opener between last year's finalists Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals in Bengaluru's Chinnaswamy Stadium, and the final will be played on March 17 in Delhi. Now, this year, for the first time, WPL will be played in two venues, the first leg in Bengaluru and the rest in Delhi. So, in this video, I will analyze the squads and will give you my first choice playing 11s of the 5 teams. I will also predict my finalists, the winning team, and who can win the purple cap, the orange cap, and the MVP. So, let's get started. We'll kick things off with one of the strongest teams of the WPL, the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Not only they have assembled a gun squad yet again, but they will also have the home advantage and the massive home support. Through the mini auction, they roped in some very exciting players like top order bats S. Meghna and Subhash Satish, pacer Get Cross, two quality Aussie all-rounders leggy Georgia Vedham and left-arm orthodox Sophie Molyneux, and then two of my favorites, the legendary Ekta Bisht and fiery pace all-rounder Simran Dil Bahadur. Their pace department was already very strong with an informed Renuka Singh Thakur and veteran all-rounders Ellis Perry and Sophie Devine. Now they also have South African all-rounder Nadine de Klerk as a replacement for Heather Knight, who won't be available for their upcoming New Zealand series. Also, after an underwhelming opening season, RCB have replaced Ben Sauer with Luke Williams, who has won 2 WBBL titles with the Adelaide Strikers. So, my final remarks about RCB would be that this Smriti Mandhana-led RCB team should be a finalist this time, if not the winner. Here's my RCB playing 11. Smriti and Devine to open. Hopefully, Smriti plays at her best this time. Then Perry at 3, Richa at 4, Kanika at 5, Nadine de Klerk at 6, Vedham at 7, Shriyanka at 8, Ekta Bisht is also a must-pick player at 9. Then there will be a toss-up between Simran Dil Bahadur and Asha Shobna as RCB already have plenty of pace options. So I think Asha Shobna should be the first choice pick. And last but not least, Renuka Singh Thakur. Now let's move on to the Gujarat Giants team, the team that finished their opening season at the bottom of the table. So, unsurprisingly, we saw a lot of changes that have been made in their squad as well as in their support staff group. But even the changes don't fix their problems. They have replaced the head coach Rachel Haynes with another not so experienced coach in the women's setup, Michael Klinger. He was the assistant coach of the Sydney Thunders last year, so I don't know what to expect. Now, if we analyze the squad, they had a clear dearth of overseas pacers and batting all-rounders down the order after releasing Aussie all-rounders Annabel Sutherland and Georgia Vedham. Things got worse when Lauren Cheadle had to pull out her name from the WPL this season after a skincare procedure. But despite all these tactical errors and some hard luck, they have assimilated a sound squad. GG redeemed themselves by roping in Kiwi pacer and hard-hitter Leah Tahuhu as Cheadle's replacement. The gun youngsters Phoebe Litchfield, pace all-rounder Kashvi Gautam, leg spinner Priya Mishra and left-arm orthodox Mannat Kashyap will be spearheading the GG side this season. Good experienced picks in Veda Krishnamurthy and Tarannum Pathan. GG is also the only franchise to have an associate player, Scottish pace all-rounder Catherine Bryce. Now they have to choose who will be the captain this season between Sneh Rana and Mooney. I think the way Sneh captained GG last year and her domestic success being captain certainly makes her a better candidate for captaincy. Also, surprisingly, they only have one wicket-keeping option in Mooney without any backup, so that can cause a headache for GG. So, my eventual thoughts on GG is that they have a strong batting followed by a slightly inexperienced but talented bowling lineup with some pro spinners. If the Aussies perform well like the UP Warriors last season, then they have a chance to reach the playoffs. GG had a better team than this season, but their foreign players failed them massively. That needs to get better this season. Here's my Gujarat Giants playing 11. Mooney and Hurleen to open for the left-right combination, then Litchfield at 3, Hemlata at 4, Gardner at 5. Now I would have played Priya Mishra the leggy over Veda Krishnamurthy, but they do need Veda's batting at 6. Then Leah Tahuhu at 7, Kashvi Gautam at 8, Snehrana at 9, Catherine Bryce at 10. For the first 2-3 matches, I will pick Tanuja Kanwar over Mannat Kashyap at 11. Now we will jump on to the analysis of the UP Warriors team. They have some very interesting Indian players that they lacked last year. Karnataka's opening bat, Vrinda Dinesh, Poonam Khemnar of MP, who last year played in RCB, Mumbai pacer Saima Thakur, and veteran left-arm orthodox Gauhar Sultana are some of the finest additions. But with the release of Shabnim Ismail and Lauren Bell's withdrawal, their pace department remains the real weak link, just like last year. They bought Danny White from the auction and replaced Lauren Bell with another top-order bat, Chamari Atapattu, and neither of them will make it to the playing 11 that often. So they will heavily rely on the pace of Anjali Sarvani, who was injured and missed a big chunk of the cricket season last year. S. Yashasri, who is still a very young pacer, and Saima Thakur, who is a new addition to this team, and Talia Magra, who bowls a lot less these days. My concluding note on UP would be that they have a balanced side, and like last year, the Indian players need to rally around the overseas nucleus to make it to the playoffs. Here's my UP Warriors playing 11. Healy and Vrinda to open, Sehrawat at 3, Magra at 4, Navgire at 5, Grace Harris at 6, Sophie Eccleston at 7. Yes, these 4 overseas players are fixed for UP, and I don't see any place for either of Danny or Atapattu. Then Deepti Sharma at 8. I mean, this is where UP did well. They now can play Deepti at the lower order and got rid of the dependency on her batting, what they had last year. Then pacers Anjali Sarvani at 9, Saima Thakur at 10, and then Legi Parshvi Chopra at 11. As they already have the best left-arm orthodox in Eccleston, I think they can keep out Rajeshwari Gaikwad and Gauhar Sultana. Now we have come down to the finalists. At first, the runners-up team, Delhi Capitals, we will talk about. This team made the least number of changes and made their squad even stronger by adding Aussie pace all-rounder Annabelle Sutherland and Indian pace all-rounder Ashwani Kumari. Last season, both of them were in Gujarat Giants. The only thing this team still lacks is having a good keeper batter. Someone like Uma Chhetri could be a better backup than Aparna Mandal. But given the long batting lineup this team has, they don't need their keepers batting, and having the best Indian wicketkeeper in Tanya Bhatia is any day better to have. So my final remarks on DC is the kind of form Lanning and company are going through individually, and if they can replicate this form in the WPL as well, with having the home advantage at the back end of the competition, no team can stop them from winning the title this time. They will be hungrier than last season after their loss in the final. Here's my Delhi Capitals playing 11. Shafali and Lanning to open, Capsey at 3, Jemima at 4, Marizan Cup at 5, Sutherland at 6, Shikha Pandey at 7, Radha Yadav at 8, at 9 Titash Sadhu, and there will be a toss-up between pacer Arundhati Reddy and leg spinner Poonam Yadav. I think they have already 4 pace options, so leg spinner Poonam Yadav can be a very good addition to this playing 11. Then Tanya Bhatia, the wicketkeeper at 11. It's funny to see a wicketkeeper at 11 actually. This also tells about their batting depth, and Tanya is also a good batter. Now let's move on to talk about the defending champions Mumbai Indians. They released some Indian players and their lone Aussie member Heather Graham, and yet again they assembled a genius squad. Kudos to their scouting team and this woman-dominated support staff group that consists Jhulan Goswami, Charlotte Edwards, Devika Palshikar and Lydia Greenway. Now here are 2 interesting facts. Mumbai Indians is the only team who don't have any Australian players, and they have the only woman head coach in Charlotte Edwards among the 5 WPL teams. So the new Indian recruits are left-arm orthodox Fatima Jaffer from Mumbai, spin all-rounders Sadhana Sajivan of Kerala and Kirtana Balakrishnan of Tamil Nadu, and Punjab's Chinaman bowler Amandeep Kaur. The USP of their last year's success relied on these 3 magnificent all-rounders, Sivar Brunt, Matthews and Amelia Kerr. I mean, if any of them does well in a match, they have a good chance to win the game. they can win matches on their own. But the real concerns would be Yastika Bhatia's strike rate, Pooja Vastrakar and Izzy Wong's form, for which Ismail's addition can be a good counter. But Captain Harmanpreet's recent dip in form can cause a big headache to Mumbai. Moreover, after the Australia series, she didn't take part in any of the domestic games. But I feel the kind of support she will get from other batters that will help her to get back in form. My final thought on MI is that they have an even better squad this season, and if the players play up to their full potential, I don't see why can't they defend their title. Here's my Mumbai Indians playing 11. Yastika Bhatia and Hayley Matthews to open, and Captain Harmanpreet at 3. I will play her at 3 as she is not going through a great form, and having some time will help her. Then Nat Seaver at 4, Amelia Kerr at 5, Amanjot Kaur at 6, Pooja Vastrakar at 7. Then at 8 there will be a toss-up between Humaira Kazi and Sajjana Sajivan. Then at 9 I want to see Amandeep Kaur, the Chinaman bowler, over Jintimani Kalita, as they have enough pace options. Watching a Chinaman will be very interesting in the WPL. Then at 10, the fiery South African pacer Shabnim Ismail over Izzy Wong, and the highest Indian WPL wicket taker Shaika Ishaq at 11. Now last but not least, here comes my predictions. I think either Lanning, Mooney or Mandana gonna win the orange cap. Sophie Eccleston or Amelia Kerr will be the purple cap winner, and the MVP will be either of Sutherland, Divine or Kashfi, I feel. And my WPL finalists this time would be Delhi Capitals and Royal Challengers Bangalore, and Delhi Capitals to win the whole thing. Watch the WPL on Jio Cinema and Sports 18 from 23rd February onwards, and thank you so much for watching this video.